Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm on my way to work. Y'all should be out of bed, offering up that glorious prayer. Amen. Let me just talk real quick about the unintelligent intelligence agencies. The CIA and the FBI, all of these people have been involved in a coup, an attempt to overthrow the president. And now they've come out, instead of one whistleblower, the first whistleblower who did not have any firsthand knowledge of the phone call that President Trump had with the Ukraine president, which was, he's a new president. The new president promised that he would get rid of corruption, and President Donald Trump called him, congratulated him, and he says, hey, listen, since you're getting involved in removing corruption, he says, I want you to look into this Biden thing, him and his son. Joe Biden's son went over there when Ukraine was rebuilding after Russia bombed them a few years ago. They was rebuilding their infrastructure and their gas stuff. Joe Biden was in charge of helping them do that. Joe Biden flew over there with his son, Hunter Biden, on the plane. And Hunter Biden, who knew nothing about gas and electric or anything like that, got a contract with the Ukrainians that paid him $80,000 a month, something like $1 million overall. They did the same thing in China, but Hunter Biden got paid, guess how much? $1.5 billion by the Chinese. And that's because the Chinese and the Ukrainians gave Hunter Biden that position. You know why? Because they wanted America's money and influence. And the way to get that was through Joe Biden, who was the vice president at that time. That is major corruption. Okay? And so President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who was the former governor of New York, he flew over to Ukraine to investigate. See, because the Russia stuff is over. And President Donald Trump is rightfully not going to let this stuff just slide by. You put the country through 3 years of hell. You put his family through hell. You've put the country through hell, okay? And now it's time to pay up. We're going to investigate. Do you not know that DNC server? You remember the DNC server that the unintelligent intelligence agency said that Russia hacked into? But they never gave us proof about it. They said, because when they asked, hey, did you check the DNC server? They said, yeah, we checked it. And then when they asked again, they said, they didn't let us check it. That thing is in Ukraine, okay? The DNC server is in Ukraine. And once they do the diagnostics on it and check it out, they're going to find out that it was never hacked into by Russia. And if it did get hacked into, it was hacked into by our unintelligent intelligence agency to set it up, CIA, FBI. Have you ever seen a former FBI director like John Brennan, who gets a job on opposing networks and talks bad about the president? Usually people like him, they go off and they just let politics be politics. And they, want the best for the country. Not John Brennan, because all this stuff started with John Brennan. Not with James Clapper. James Clapper's out writing books and talking about that everybody needs to vote for the Democrat Party. And he's supposed to be a Republican. Don't trust that stuff. So when President Donald Trump became president, they said, you don't trust the intelligence agencies? He never accepted that. He never accepted, because he knew what they were doing. President Obama, before he left, said that 17 intelligence agencies has agreed that Russia did this. They all agreed, 17 of them. And then when they asked about 17, well, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Then they said it's not all 17 don't agree. Only 3. Okay, where's the proof? Y'all promised the country that there was proof and evidence that Donald Trump colluded and that he was a Russian agent and that he was detrimental to America. They told the whole world that President Donald Trump was going to get us into a nuclear war, that President Donald Trump was going to collapse the American economy. He's done the opposite. Okay? When Iran wanted to push us into a war, President Donald Trump said, nah, Nah, they only shot down a drone. They didn't take any lives, so don't worry about it. The economy, on the other hand, is the best it's ever been, especially for blacks. Black unemployment is at an all-time low. Okay? But these intelligence agencies are coming up with a second whistleblower. And this whistleblower, he's got the evidence. He's got the goods. He was on the first-hand phone call. This stuff is got to stop. And people like these intelligence agencies, CIA, you know, the CIA was really created by, I hate that light in the back. That CIA was really created by the Pope. And the CIA is that's a foreign intelligence agency that is supposed to be working for the country, but they really are dedicated to the Pope and the Vatican. They cannot be trusted. Okay? But anyway, that's just my quick thoughts on that. This stuff, this second whistleblower garbage, this is very elementary. It's so childish, and everybody can see through it. You know? The first whistleblower didn't work, so now you come up with a second one. This is ridiculous. And Adam Schiff got up there before the Senate hearing committee and just made up a phone call about what Donald Trump said. Just made it up. Boy, these people, they need to go to jail. They are trouble in this country. If they can't be in power, well, then the whole country has got to go to hell. It's kind of like the woman that didn't get the baby. You remember they brought the 2 babies before King Solomon, and they was trying to determine who was the true mother. And Solomon said, well, let's just cut the baby in half. And the one whose mother the child wasn't, she said, yeah, let's cut it in half, and we'll just split it. But the real mother said, no, don't cut the baby in half. Just give it to her. Solomon said, she's the real mother. Get this other one out of here. The people that really love the country would accept whoever's the president and try to make the best of it. But these people are not. They want to see the country go to hell. They want to see the economy collapse. They just want to see all bad for the country. But it's not going to happen because God is with us and God's hand is on our country. Want y'all to be blessed. See you on the next video.